So, oh dear, what a morning! Oh my God, I'm just burning up now. Oh. So first of all, I got everything set up really straight away, really quickly because I was quite late this morning, and then I went to play the game, and Missile War didn't work. It failed. So that was good. That was a really great start. Okay, excellent. Thanks, Derek. That's really good. Okay. And then as soon as I went live, so this happened while the holding pattern was on, um, and so I had to I had to run off, test another cartridge, and then clean the Missile War cartridge. I guess I have played it before, but I haven't played it very much because, to be honest, I wasn't gonna present it on a stream because it's just not very good. But I've run out of cartridges. I really want to play Star Chess, but I need someone to play with. But that's not going to happen this weekend or next weekend because I'm away next weekend as well. So anyway, so the cartridge didn't work, and then I got the cartridge working by cleaning the contact, obviously, standard. And then I went to live from the holding page, and the whole stream died. So let's hope it doesn't happen again. The same thing happened last week. I don't know what it is about. I mean, it happened about 10 minutes in last week. But it's really frustrating because if anybody's now coming to the link later, they'll basically see 4 minutes of holding pattern and no show. And even if they do see the show, they'll see me blathering on about the problems that I've had and not anything more interesting than that. So sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, I want to talk about Missile War this week. So I've got a few things to show first of all. So let's just show what I'm playing on. So if I do that, there we go. So there it is. There's the console. I don't know if Lee's here. Lee commented yesterday about the Missile War artwork. Let me just get this out. Or actually, let me just show the box. This is the box that it comes in. There you go. You can see that. So he quite rightly pointed out that that's the fighter ship from Battlestar Galactica, isn't it? You really want to get one of these? Well, actually, Mike, I do have one. If you there's one that Flynn and I are about to refurb, basically to get it into the same condition that this one is in. It was going to be our little investment. Well, not investment. We after refurbishing two of them, we kind of got it down. So we saw one for sale and bought it. It's in slightly worse condition than this, but we're pretty sure we can bring it to the same condition. So we'll give you first dibs when we've got it ready, if you like. But yeah, so look at the spaceships on this. They were sued by Atari for ripping off their licenses for the arcade games, but I don't think they were sued by Warner Brothers or whoever owned the IP for Battlestar Galactica. And then if you look at some of the others, so here's Space Attack that we looked at a couple of weeks ago. That's the Millennium Falcon up there, isn't it? And that's one of those, like, was it Ice Speeders? That's one of the little fighter craft from the Ice Planet Hoth scene at the beginning of Empire Strikes Back, I think, isn't it? And that potentially, I don't know, looks like an Imperial Star Cruiser a bit. But yeah, what's that about? The artwork's really shoddy. I've got a really lovely art book on the shelf of Atari art, and it's beautiful. You know, big, nice coffee table book. I really can't imagine anyone doing the same thing for the art of the Emerson Arcadia. So yeah, so I wanted to show that. I also just so here's the box actually. So let's just have a quick look at the box. So inside you've got this plastic insert that the cartridge lives in, and the Missile War cartridge is a short cartridge. Some of these cartridges are long cartridges. So here's that's the Space Attack. I actually have a long and a short Space Attack cartridge. The long cartridge is the Arcadia one, and the short cartridge is the Hanimex one. I don't think there's any different inside. I don't know. I think they made long cartridges so they'd have more presence on the shelf, possibly. I don't know. But then you also get the game instructions. I love the old instructions on these things. They're so basic. They they go into like the most intimate detail on how to use a joystick. You know, if you press it to the right, then your ship will go right. If you press it to the left, your ship will go left. Really like from first principles. Uh, I really like that. I mean, I used to be a technical author a long time ago, so I really like the effort that someone's gone to really explain this to people who've literally never held a joystick before, have no prior assumptions or knowledge about how this stuff works. You know, but although you'd assume that they would have seen arcade games by this point anyway. Um, so there are the instructions, and then you also get this little controller insert. So there's just one controller insert for Missile War, and it tells you very usefully that the left-hand column of buttons control the left missile launcher, and the right-hand column of buttons control the right missile launcher. There you go. So I'm going to take that insert. Actually, I'm going to put the camera back down again. There we go. Try and put it somewhere where I'm not going to knock it. I'm going to shift the camera view. Right, I've got something new. I've got a special thing. So I've got an extra little tiny telly, and I've got another little tiny telly down in the corner like that. So I've got one that's slightly bigger that kind of encroaches on the game area a little bit. So if I move that out of the way, and I've got an even littler one like that in case we need that little bit of real estate. I don't know. I was playing around the other day. Tell me if that's useful at all. I don't know what size image you're looking on. It's probably not useful at all if you're on a mobile phone, but if you're on a bigger screen, then maybe it is useful to have a little one like that. I think we'll put that one up there. So it does look like I'm behind that TV, and that's quite important. But I guess it is important. I'm foregrounding the console itself, which is what this is about, really, isn't it? So that's cool. Looks like a knockoff Transformer. Yeah, I guess it does. It's I mean, given how the others are so derivative, I can only imagine that it is from something. I don't think they seem to have used the same artist for all of these. I don't think, well, not exactly Chris Foss, this artist, let's say. Yeah, cool. Okay, so I've now done that and not even showed you it. So there's the insert in the controller. Let me just flick back to the big screen here. So, oh, I just hit the start button and it started. So there's the insert in the controller, so I know which buttons to press. And my cities are about to explode. So let's just reset that. Okay. So actually, one other thing about this console that I don't like very much is that these cords, these wound cords, spiral cords, they're actually quite stiff. You'd think they would flex a bit more easily, but you can't actually pull them very far away from the console before they start to kind of pull the controller back towards it a bit too much. And I don't think that's an age thing. These are actually in really good condition, and I treated them. You can treat wires and kind of soft plastics and rubbers with platen cleaner, the same cleaner that you use to to keep turntables in good condition, and it does a really good job. It like moisturizes all the plastic, so this is not brittle at all. It feels good as new. I think they were just always this taut. So yeah, this the consoles as well in this era were intended to be close to the player, not close to the TV. So before I modded this to composite video output, it actually has one of the longest RF aerial leads I think I've ever seen. It must be a 3-meter lead that comes out the back of these things normally. So you would take it off the shelf and you would bring it right up towards you, maybe even have it on your lap or have it in between the two players. So yeah, you wouldn't need to pull these very far away from the user. So I think these coils are really there to make it a bit more manageable when it's stowed, when the controllers are stowed like that. Anyway, let's have a look at this game. So yeah, Missile War. I don't know very much about it. According to the box, it's game number 10. It's obviously a version of Missile Command. It's a much simplified version. We only have 4 cities, and we only have 2 missile launchers. There's no middle missile launcher. Also, of course, it uses the little stubby joystick. Oh, I forgot to bring our little TV back, didn't I? It only uses the little stubby joystick. So the experience of Missile Command, obviously, is in large part due to the trackball. So Missile Command in the arcade is a frenetic game where you immediately set up a massive barrage of missiles to soak up the first wave of enemy ICBMs that are coming in, and then you use the fine control of the trackball to pick off the ones that manage to get through and get ready for the next wave. And you have UFOs and like high-flying spy planes, I guess they're supposed to be, or high-level bombers flying over the top that you need to pick off as well. And you need to manage your missiles from the bottom. So this is never going to be a great conversion using a joystick, especially kind of a digital joystick like this one. So this is like the Atari. It's just contacts. There's no, you can't move your crosshair faster the further over that you push it. It's not an analog joystick. Like on the 1292 series, most of those were analog joysticks, or the Video Pack has an analog joystick. So yeah, I wasn't really going to show this, but let's see if it is actually playable and worth anything at all. Let's see if anything interesting happens. There's also, as far as I'm aware, and I did read the manual yesterday, there's no game modes. It's just single player. You take it in turns. It stores a high score. There are no game modes, no options. There's just one game to play. So let's give it a go. Okay. Oh, blimey. So okay, that one's going to miss anyway. I've got one more missile there and 6 more here. Is that going to hit my... I think that one... Oh, I've got more coming. Okay. So I'm... Oh, that was a mistake, wasn't it? Okay, that one... I think that one's going to miss my city entirely. I've got 2 missiles left on the right. Okay. Okay, alright, I survived that wave. I get all my missiles back. Ah, okay, so these look a bit faster. Yeah, quite a lot faster. Oh! Oh no, that was probably... Oh, it's okay. Ah, okay, so there is a plane up there. So I didn't hit it. So the blast radius is not... Oh! the blast radius is not very high, is it? Oh, I've got more. Oh, that's going to hit that. Oh no, I think I've lost a city. Okay, I've got 4 on the left here. That's going to hit that one. If I'm not careful. Ah! Did I get it? Oh. Okay. Okay. So I lost a city. Do I get a city back at any point, I wonder? Right. Oh, wow, okay. Do you know, it's really hard. Oh, there's a UFO thing. A satellite, rather. Wow. Okay. That's going to die if I'm not careful. Sugar. Oh, right, okay. Alright, so that escalated quickly. Jesus. They're incredibly hard to hit. This blast radius is... Oh, I think I'm... That's it then. Okay. Alright, nice. So 1650. Alright, 2 levels. Are you still there, Derek, by the way? Can you see and hear okay? Can you see what's going on? Hopefully it's streaming okay. It shows me that 2 streams are still up and running. Oh, but nobody's watching. Oh, is this it's died again? What? Is that what's happened? Oh. Is it? Is it running? Oh yeah, okay. You can see. It's so bizarre. My chat is showing me that there's nobody watching at the moment. I don't understand this. Okay. Anyway. Right. Okay. So it gets hard very quickly, this game, and also it's really hard using the controller to select the right buttons. I don't know. Maybe I need to figure out. There's quite a big. I don't know if you can see this. So there's quite a big jump from here to here. So if I hold it further up, it's difficult. It's very easy to touch in between 2 buttons, and very difficult to know how far over you need to go to be able to touch the button on the right. That takes quite a lot of muscle memory. You can't feel where the button is because they're these sort of film bubble buttons. So that's not great. Ah, hi Lee. Great, it's working. That's so good to hear. Okay, I'm going to give this another go then. I mean, I've got no other option really. There's only one game to play here. Reset. Oh, I've just reset, so that's killed my high score. All right, 1650 was the high score. Let's. So one of the things is how long do they? Okay, so they stay around for a little bit. Okay, try and be frugal. It's kind of easy to do this at the beginning when they're not very fast. But also, oops, I think that's going to hit. That got it. Yeah, like I think the trick to this is to figure out which ones are dangerous and which ones aren't. Oh dear, that one's clearly dangerous. Because some just miss, and so you really, oh, I've depleted those. So not worried about the ones that are going to miss. Okay, so that was easier. Okay, and you only score at the end of a wave. Right. So this is now substantially faster. That one just went straight off the screen, so I'm not bothered about that. That one's coming in, that one's going out. We don't have any of that, of the splitting, you know, that thing in the original. Oh, that's a fast moving plane. Oh, maybe that's what I want to use. Is that going to hit? I think that might. Oh, it's going to hit. Okay. Oh, crikey. We're very late on this. Hopefully, is this the last wave? Oh, I'm going to lose 2 Cs there. Damn it. Right at the end. Okay. And then 2 Cs, another 200, 400, 200 each. And I hit a plane. Oh, it's 500 for the plane. Okay, so that's a new high score. And now it goes manic. Right. I have no idea how to get through this. Okay, that's right. I mean, at least the games are short. Wow. Okay, that ramps up so fast on that third wave. I have no idea. I'd love, maybe, is there a video out there anywhere that shows someone actually doing that? I can imagine it's substantially easier on an emulator where you can just use keys. But it's really hard on this controller. And that's it. I mean, it's just a bad game. It's just not very fun, is it? I thought maybe, is there something in the behaviors that, you know, can you identify which ones are going to be dangerous and which ones are just going to miss the target anyway, nice and early on? The explosions are so small. It's, you know, it's such a big part of missile command is seeing the big blast radius take things out, or just linger long enough to take things out. This is like this is like you wanted missile command for Christmas, and your grandma said, "Don't worry, I'll knit you one." Yes. That's it. There we go. Slightly fewer missiles this time, so I'm not gonna. Can you launch another missile before the first has exploded? That's a good question. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So let's just try. No. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I set my wall far too high, obviously. Okay. Do you think that's the tactic, Derek? Is that the tactic? I think you could be right. I'm being far too precise. Maybe. Oh. I just it looked like I just gave that aeroplane a bit of sort of jump boost. It got propelled forward faster by my explosion. Okay, so yeah, I've shot my bolt there. I went all hero mode to test the theory. Okay, all right. So yeah, so you can establish a defensive wall, defensive shield. If you do it at the right height at the right time with the right amount of ammo, maybe that's that's clearly not it. Actually, probably I need to change tactics, don't I? So I probably need to treat this first level like just like target practice. Oops. You see, quite often, I don't know how it calculates where it's gonna place the missile, but it seems to not just decide to put it just not exactly where you target it, not where your reticle is. It's like the missiles are provided by Ryanair. Okay, so that wasn't very good. So now maybe let's try. It's not very good. That one's probably going to hit, isn't it? I do jump about a bit. Oh, and that, I think they're going to go off anyway. Oh, I'm out. Oops, that was probably a bad shot. 4 left. Oh, I've got another wave coming as well. Oh no. Gotcha, 1 left. Okay, here we go. This is the trolley dilemma. I'm going to save you, and you're going to die. Okay, so now then, here we go. So I think I'm just going to try and cover the middle of the screen because they come down quite fast. Okay, here we go. Ready? Jesus Christ, they come down faster than that. Did that do anything? I should probably have shielded the cities that I've got. Oh. 3 left. Couldn't get over fast enough. Did I do it though? I think I survived. I survived level 3. Oh! With a really bad score because I didn't do very well on the first 2 levels. Okay, so really. Oh, I'm so greedy. What? Oh look, here it is. That's it. It's gonna miss, it's not gonna miss. I might have done better if I hadn't been so greedy. I'm doing better than any other videos. I think that says a lot more about the popularity of this game than it does about my ability to play. That tactic worked though, Derek. That did actually help. Like, I thought I'd completely missed because they were all managed to bypass my shield and get down quicker. But I must have softened up the wave after that because suddenly it seemed to be much better. Okay. Well, I'm going to have another go. I think I've only been streaming for half an hour, and half of that time was trying to figure out. Hey, Flynn's on the call. You can come down and have a go, Flinny. You'll probably be better than I am. Right, let's give it another go. I would say actually, this is a little personal anecdote. So obviously, Missile Command, the original Missile Command, is inspired by what was it called? The American Star Wars program, or what's it called? IS? No, not ISS. SSI, isn't it? Strategic. I can't remember. Something strategic, something space initiative. Back in the early 80s. Oh, the internet is struggling. Oh dear, am I dropping frames? Um, yeah. So the idea was, Ronald Reagan famously went to an early warning base, American secret early warning base, where they track incoming ICBMs from the Soviet Union, or they're set up to track them. And he asked them what happens, and they said, well, we track them and we keep tracking them. And he said, well, then what do you do? And he said, no, we track them and issue warnings and let everybody know where they're going to land. Um, and he said, well, there's nothing you can do if they come over. We've got no way of defending ourselves. So he then kicked off this big program. I remember, was it Edward Teller was the scientist who convinced Ronald Reagan to put X-ray lasers into space, and that America could be surrounded by this shield of laser satellites that would blast ICBMs out of the sky before they had a chance to land. So this was a really kind of, yeah, can I hit two with one missile? I think I probably can by fluke, but I'm not sure I can aim. As I say, it doesn't seem to aim very well. Like where you aim and where it then sets the little crosshair is is not very accurate. So this was quite pertinent, but actually there is such a thing as a box barrage. So the idea of setting up a wall of flak to protect a strategic asset had already been established at least in the Second World War. It was established in the First World War, where they put box barrages up over warships. So they had these like box barrage flak cannons that would create like a shield of flak over warships, and they started testing those and using them in the First World War. But actually, my great uncle Freddie, who was Maltese, was a box barrage cannon operator during the famous box barrage on Malta, where they protected the Illustrious for like 10 days or something while it was being refitted. So the Illustrious was the flagship armored aircraft carrier in the Mediterranean. And it got heavily damaged. I think it had like at least one Stuka kind of embedded in its decks that prevented any aircraft taking off, and it came into Valletta Harbour and had to be protected while it was all fitted. And they set up what was called the box barrage anti-aircraft cannon that just created a wall of flak, a shield of flak over the harbour where it was being refitted. And the Germans were sending raids like every 90 minutes or something for 10 days. And he permanently lost quite a bit of his hearing because he was 19 years old, and he was on the flat cannon. He was rotating in shifts on the flat cannon for hours. So there you go. So this is nothing like the experience of my great uncle Freddie being part of the box barrage in 1943 or 2 or whatever it was. But anyway, let's see if we can get 2 in 1. All right, if anybody spots me get 2 enemy ICBMs with 1 shot, just shout, because I'm paying too much attention to everything else. Probably. That was rubbish. Oop. Get out of town. Oh. It's the immaculate missile. Oh, here we go. Ah. Well, they were kind of on top of each other that time, so. Oh no, there's another wave. I've got 4 missiles left. Okay, let's see if I can get these 2 as they cross. There. Oh, do they? Does that canon feature heavily in Battlestar Galactica? Oh, right, okay. Yeah, well, that's obviously based on reality. Oh, no way, your uncle was in Malta during the war. What was his role, do you know? Oh, that's missed. That's missed! No! Oh, saved you. Saved millions of people there. I think those are... Ah. Try shooting with the close one. Oh dear. Just... No. Okay, that missed. Alright. 5 left on the left here. Whew. Okay, here we go. So, I wonder if I should just kind of sacrifice one of my missile batteries. Oh no, it's so bad, it's so bad! Oh! Oh! Okay. Well, I've just sacrificed all my cities instead, so, you know. Alright. Oh, there we go. It's a really hard game. I'm not sure. I mean, if it's all you had to play, maybe you'd really put some effort in and figure out how to get past that wave or past the next wave, past wave 4 to 5. Yeah, a good point. That's probably true, which is why they sometimes seem accurate and sometimes not. There's an underlying character grid, isn't there? I should maybe mention to people, Derek, that you're one of the original programmers, not of this machine, but of kind of the forebear of this machine. You were a programmer for Voltmace, and wrote some games that were released for the Voltmace. So Leapfrog, which was the Frogger clone. Oh, cool. The wireless operator. Um, but did I see you say that you wrote another game as well? What was the other game that you wrote apart from Leapfrog? Um, so the Voltmace database, or the Video Master database as it was originally, and then Voltmace. I think they were distributor for it, and they liked it so much that they bought the factory essentially. They bought all of the machinery from the factory in Hong Kong and had it shipped back to the UK or shipped to the UK from Hong Kong, and then set it up in Baldock in Hertfordshire, um, and manufactured this Signetics 2650 based console, which is it. So it's the same. It's the similar architecture to the other 2650 based machines. Munch and Crunch. Oh, you did Munch and Crunch as well. I don't have that one. I just got another Voltmace database because I'm figuring out how best to refurbish them. I have 3 of them now, and the one that I just got came with a bunch of games, but Munch and Crunch isn't one that I've got. So you intimately know what went on in the minds of the coders writing these arcade clones for these machines. One of the things that I kind of always knew but didn't really rationalize until fairly recently was the price and resource difference between an arcade cabinet and the home consoles of the time. Obviously, there's a gap between home computers and home consoles, but the gap between an arcade cabinet, I mean, the boards in an arcade cabinet, um, they cost thousands of dollars to make in the first place. I think You know, they retailed the boards when you wanted to refit a cabinet, retailed at about $8,000, some of them, at the time. You know, compared with an Atari VCS that you could buy for a couple of $100. So the effort that the programmers had to go to squeeze, you know, something that is even approaching what the arcade machine was doing out of these machines is amazing. And sometimes they succeeded much better than other times. But as we've seen, I'm not sure this is really the best effort. It would be quite interesting, actually. I don't know, how much time have we got left? Hmm. I do have Missile Command on the Atari VCS, and I could potentially, if you give me a minute or so, I could just switch this over and compare it with the Atari VCS version. Would that be an interesting thing to do? I don't really want to play this version anymore. I don't really want to kill the feed either. But just as a comparison, there was the Atari also does have a trackball. They did bring out a trackball for it. But again, it's not an analog trackball, or the trackball is an analog, or can be an analog trackball. I think there's a switch on it to switch it between digital and analog. But of course, Missile Command for the Atari was written for a joystick, for a digital joystick. So it doesn't work in analog mode. Although I believe someone much later on, like in the 2000s, wrote a homebrew version of Missile Command for the Atari that does take analog input, so you can use the trackball on analog, and that's something that I've always wanted to try. I do have a trackball, an Atari trackball. In fact, I have two Atari trackballs, but both of them are broken. I bought them in a job lot of broken Atari parts, and they're sitting waiting to be fixed. And what's happened is the trackball mount inside the joystick case is on some legs and needs to be stable and horizontal, and the plastic on the legs has just perished, and has broken off, and so it's not level. But I'm pretty sure I can replace them with 3D printed legs, and re-establish the solid platform. Everything else about it works absolutely fine, and it's the same on both of them. Actually, one of them was also wired incorrectly, but I've managed to fix that and free up the mechanism, and both of them are basically working. So I just need these 3D printed parts. I need to spec them and design them and figure out how I'm going to remove the legs as they are and attach the new ones with a screw. So anyway, right, let's have a look. Let's compare this. This was competing with the Atari VCS. So let's just compare this against Atari VCS Missile Command. Give me 2 secs. I'll be back in 2 secs. Okay. How slick was that? Production values. So yeah, so I could just have switched over to the VCS because it is plumbed in to the stack, and I could have done that, but I thought I might as well bring it out and show. So whoops. So can you guys see this okay and hear it? So one thing is I don't get to choose which missile battery I fire from. The other thing that's noticeable, of course, is that the incoming missiles leave tracers. They leave trails behind. Oh wow! Right, cool. I'm glad they've got them, to be honest, because I couldn't find anywhere else that sells magnetic PBIs. I mean, this is just. This is much better. It's just a much better game. Although, I haven't seen any aircraft or satellites come through yet. Actually seem more primitive. Yeah, interesting. Oh, okay. Oh, missed. I guess actually, in one respect, this game lends itself to Atari VCS programming because of the racing the beam thing, because these trails that are coming down, it's just it's the same sprite being redrawn and just not clearing up after itself, basically. Oh, decked. Oh, missed. Oh, did I get it? I think I might have just got it before it. Oh man, this is really not easy. I like that warning sound. Oh. Ah, okay. You boogers! Oh no, man. Oh! Right. Yeah, the difficulty progression here is a lot better as well. No, I'm gonna die. Oh, that's close. Yeah. See, yeah. I didn't change my tactics early enough, did I? Oh. I get an extra. I think I just got an extra. What the? Why can't I shoot? Oh dear. Oh, I tell you what, I love the little mushroom clouds. Did you see that? I haven't really been paying attention to what happens when my cities actually explode. But yeah, those mushroom clouds are nice. Alright, I'm at 13,000 here, so I mean this is just you do feel a lot better about yourself playing this game, I think. That was terrible. So where is that? I can't even. That's there. Oh, there's two of them. Yeah, because of the lighting in the room and the fact that I'm watching this against a wall on a black background, I can't actually see those smart bombs come down. Oh, what does that? Ah, that's it. That's my last city. What does that little bleep signify? Bleep, bleep, bleep. Oh, still in the game here. No, I'm not. Oh. It's just us robots here now, guys. Yeah, what's that? What does that mean? Does that mean I've run out? $15,610. Cool. There you go. All right. So that's Missile Command on the Atari VCS. And I mean, if the Emerson was supposed to compete with the VCS, which had come out, what, fully 5 years before? When did the VCS come out? 77, I think. 76 or 77. And the Emerson came out in 82. I'm not sure when Missile Command came out. Obviously, Missile War came out in 82 as well. I would imagine Missile Command had already been out for a while. Not in the same ballpark, is it? But then I guess the Emerson was quite cheap, but it wasn't really competing with the VCS at that point. It was really competing with the 5200, and then obviously with the ColecoVision and the Intellivision that came out later that year. And actually, the ColecoVision, I also have a ColecoVision that, of course, doesn't work, but I have all of the peripherals with it and a whole load of games as well. So that includes the trackball. So I have the ColecoVision trackball, and the issue with the ColecoVision is the video output, which there's a bunch of things it could be, but I've got a complete replacement RGB board for the ColecoVision when I get round to fitting that. So that's another one that I'd like to look at, because basically, yeah, that same year the ColecoVision came out and was able to produce almost arcade perfect clones of the popular arcade games. Yeah, maybe I can only fire three or four missiles at the same time, and it's telling me that I've overloaded it, but I don't know. I think I'm going to call it quits there. I think that's enough of Missile War. As I say, I really like the Hanimex. I think it's a lovely little console, and I think some of the games are really interesting. Missile War is not one of them. I really want to try out Star Chess, which is this. As I said last week, I think it's the same Star Chess that VideoMaster also produced an entire console for, and I'll bring that down and show that. I'm not going to be streaming next weekend. We're actually going down to see my family, my mum and dad, down in Wiltshire for the weekend, which is going to be amazing. So we're not going to be here next Sunday to stream, but hopefully the Sunday after. And Lee, if you've got time, it would be great to see if we can actually play a game of Star Chess together. Maybe we could both be on Discord, and I can patch you through, and we can play Star Chess. I figured out how to do the moves. Right, check this out. If I hit that, that overlay should go round the Star Chess board, so you can tell me, to move what you want to move from where to where. So we've got a standard grid reference for the Star Chess board. But that'll be really fun to do. And I'll bring down the Star Chess console, and we'll have a little look at that, and maybe compare the instructions to see if it really is the same game. But yeah, the idea that they would bring out an entire console just to play this, and also presumably that console is also runs off a 2650. So I need to kind of get it apart and have a look to see what's actually inside it, because in order to play this, it's probably got the same innards. So it'd be really interesting to see what's inside it. Cool. Haha. You see, Lee, now you're thinking like Jeff Minter, you see. So yeah, someone should do to Missile Command what Jeff did to Tempest for was it the Atari Jaguar, was it? I think it was the Jaguar, wasn't it? That he completely reimagined what Tempest could be like and made it absolutely, llama soft trippy. But yeah, that would be great. Yeah, if you had things being blown aside, then also basically all of those ICBMs that are coming down that are just outside the blast radius, instead of sneaking through, would be blown off course, which could be good, of course. You could be blown off the screen, but they could also be just blown straight onto a trajectory with another city. So there you go. That's something to do. Cool. All right. Enjoy your Sunday, everybody. I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover. I maybe should, yeah. I apart from Star Chess, I don't have any more games for the Hanimex, but there are games that I would really like to cover. So I really need to figure out how I'm going to get my hands on a multi-cart. As far as I'm aware, the only multi-cart for it is Vectrex Rolly's one, which is basically a cart that he designed for the Dragon and the Coco, the TRS-80 color computer originally, but has since expanded to incorporate some other machines. But it's an EEPROM written one, so I need an EEPROM reader for it. It's not particularly user friendly, but I think there is an adapter. There's an adapter for certain other machines, including the Arcadia. I'd really like, or I'd see if that works, or to see if there's another solution that would allow me to play some of the original ROMs on the original hardware. Because there's a whole bunch of other games that are much kind of rarer. They don't come up for sale very often. That do, the ones that I've seen are all around the sort of 40, 50, 60 quid mark. And plus, a lot of them require shipping from parts of Europe. So, yeah, I might have to stop for a while, but I'll keep everybody posted as how it's going. Have a great Sunday, and I'll see you all in 2 weeks' time. All right, bye-bye.